America has been shutting down in a nationwide effort to minimize the spread of coronavirus as much as possible.
My fellow Americans, tonight I want to speak with you about our nation's unprecedented response to the coronavirus outbreak that started in China and is now spreading throughout the world. Today, the World Health Organization officially announced that this is a global pandemic. We have been in frequent contact with our allies, and we are marshaling the full power of the federal government and the private sector to protect the American people. This is the most aggressive and comprehensive effort to confront a foreign virus in modern history. I am confident that by counting and continuing to take these tough measures, we will significantly reduce the threat to our citizens, and we will ultimately and expeditiously defeat this virus.
Good evening, everyone. Ready or not, and with nearly 1 million confirmed COVID-19 cases in the U.S. since the start of this outbreak, parts of America are moving on tonight. The simple touchstones of life as we remember it, from shopping in a store to dining at a restaurant, rapidly returning in a country dividing over how far to go to halt the spread of the virus.
Also announcing they are lifting lockdowns, Iowa and Colorado, now joining 8 other states starting to reopen.
This debate over when to reopen, pitting economic concerns against public health.
There's 50 states with 50 plans, many of them allowing more activity, more interaction.
When and how to reopen parts of the economy have become highly charged political issues.
Our experts say the curve has flattened and the peak in new cases is behind us. Based on the latest data, our team of experts now agrees that we can begin the next front in our war, which we're calling Opening Up America Again. And that's what we're doing. We're opening up our country. And we have to do that. America wants to be open, and Americans want to be open.
Welcome back, everybody, to another edition of Social Happy Hour with yours truly, Peter Madrigal. I'm actually conflicted right now because I don't know how to follow up that opening. That was pretty heartfelt opening. I'm just like, okay, where do we go from here? I don't want to make it somber today. I want to make this show. I'm always happy to do this show. I'm always happy to, drink and have a good time with everybody. Right now it is a little bit of somberness, but at the same time, I think that, we can have a little bit of fun today. That being said, today's topic is going to be about whether we should or should not reopen the country, reopening America in a sense, right? And personally, I think everybody out there should be safe and cautious about what they're doing, and make sure you I guess wear a mask these days. I mean, I always got my mask, so just in case, you don't want to catch anything, you don't want to spread this thing. But at the same time, I mean, I know that I'm still working from home, but not everybody has that ability to just keep working from home. So I think that if it's a very tricky, very, very, very tricky subject. But I think that I don't know. I think that if you're cautious and you're able to go out and do your job without spreading a virus, or if you're asymptomatic or whatever, I think that you should be allowed to do that. And I do understand that there's about half of the country already open. I know the bigger centers where the virus was really centered around was LA and New York. So, we're not open over here yet, and rightfully so. We shouldn't be open yet. We should still be a little bit, positively optimistic. There you go. But because everything, in my opinion, everything eventually passes. Even the Black Plague passed. That was in the 1400s. So even that passed. So now I know that it is a little bit of a trepidation. It's a little trepid at the time, but at the same time, I think that we should have a positive attitude moving into the future. That's my opinion. That's where I think we should be at this point in time. Anyway, welcome to Social Happy Hour with Peter. Cheers, guys. I hope everyone's had a safe, successful week on this 3,287th day of quarantine. I know I make those numbers up as I go because that's what it feels like sometimes. Sometimes, actually every morning at this point in time, I feel like I'm living in Groundhog Day. And that being said, I get up and I do the exact same thing every morning. Well, today, because of this topic, because we're looking to reopen the country, I decided to take a day off from my regular routine. Sure, I still made my bed, but I did not work out today. And that took a lot. Actually, it didn't take much. My body was sore. I was aching. I was in pain. And I was like, I am done. I'm going to take this day off and maybe the next day off. You never know. Tomorrow I might just kind of chill with that as well. I mean, when you've been pounding your body for multiple weeks on end because that's all there is to do, eventually it does catch up to you. And you eventually are like, okay, enough. I can't do anymore. That being said, Johnny, what is the agenda for the day? Oh, God. He's finishing up another call.
I know.
On a day like this,
he's
finishing up another call.
I know it has to be, but listen, we need to make America open again. Right, what? What do you mean I'm fired? Hello? I don't know what that was all about, but anyway, what's going on, Peter?
Not much, man. You got fired from somewhere? What happened? Oh, wow, we lost him. Oh, wow, he really did get fired. From what? What a mysterious phone call that we had just now. That's pretty bad. Johnny, are you okay? Did you get fired from somewhere?
I guess I was getting fired. I don't know what happened.
What are your thoughts right now on this whole reopening? By the way, who was on the phone with you? What was that all about?
Oh, don't worry about that. We can talk about that later.
Okay, all right.
That's another conversation, but anyway, yeah.
What are your thoughts right now about this, about reopening, and how are things in Chicago?
Chicago is they're not reopening Chicago per se, but they are reopening some places in in the suburbs and things. So in Illinois. So and that's happening as of this weekend, which is it's exciting, but it's also a little nerve-wracking because I feel like we need the economy to start booming again. We need the businesses, and we're supporting local businesses like crazy as much as we can by staying home, I guess. But these restaurants are really hurting, and I get it. I see it. I want them to open up. I'm missing that, going out and hanging out and enjoying the social life. But on the other hand, it's like I'm nervous for everyone else if this thing is, if we're going to still be mindful of keeping our distance and it's all about protecting our loved ones, right? So
yes, exactly. It really is. That's all it's
all about. I want people to be mindful of that as well. So I don't know. I'm back and forth on it. So
same here. Well, I don't want this show to be dominated by dreams of gloom and doom. So, cheers, Johnny. Welcome to Social Happy Hour.
Cheers, baby. Cheers. Social Happy Hour. Still drinking. Groundhog Day.
Still drinking. I mean, hey, I miss a bar so much that all I do is hang out in my bar at my place.
There you go. There you go.
I can't help it. Now, there are businesses that are opening up all across the country, and we're bringing on some business owners from across the country. That's what we're doing today. So who do we have on first today, Johnny?
Oh, who do you want me to bring in? Well, let me surprise you.
Let's bring in David.
Let's bring in David.
Let's bring in David.
Hi.
Hey guys, how
Hi,
are
how's
you?
it going? Hi, David. How are you?
Good. How you guys doing?
Good, good. And is your wife?
My wife Cassie.
Hello.
Cassie, how are you?
Good, good. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. Where are you guys calling from right now?
We're in Whittier, California.
Whittier, California. Okay, gotcha. How are things in Whittier right now?
Things are pretty much the same as they are everywhere. Everybody's a little, it's places are open, but everybody's very cautious. But I think everybody's excited to open, but
But at the
Yeah.
same time, kind of still wanting to keep your social distancing and wear the mask and all that stuff?
Yeah. I personally don't. When I go out, other people do. So everybody, it's sort of kind of like a 50-50. You see people without masks, you see people with masks. You see people
Gotcha,
driving with
gotcha.
masks in their cars by themselves all the time.
And so you guys, what business are you involved in? Do you two work together, or what's
Yes, we're actually traditional owners. We owned our construction company about 27 years. And just last January, we ventured into the CBD space.
CBD? Okay, gotcha.
Yes.
And what's the name of your business?
So the company we're with is called Viseo. We've been with them
Viseo.
for January of 2019. Yeah, we started a new
very
business
cool.
with them. Mm-hmm.
And because like CBD right now is such a big thing, it is like it's blowing up all over the United States. It really is. I hear commercials about it that I didn't think I'd ever hear 5 years ago even. You know what I mean? Now all of a sudden it's all about CBD, and I do have some CBD pills for sleeping next to my bed. Sometimes I take them if I can't sleep at night. Which is hard for me. It's very rare because I work out like a crazy person, so I'm exhausted by the end of the day. What got you guys involved in the CBD realm?
So what brought us to this business was our son, actually. He's been sick for about 11 years. He was diagnosed when he was 19 with ulcerative colitis, pancreatitis, and Crohn's disease. And so he literally was in and out of hospitals for 11 years. He's been on Humira for 8 years.
Okay.
And every opioid for pain you could think of, steroid. And so we just wanted to do something alternative to just kind of help his pain so he didn't have to be on those heavy meds so often.
And did it help him?
Actually, we put him on January of 2019, and it's going on 16 months. He's been off of Humira since July.
Wow.
And he's not needed a pain med since we put him on the oil.
See, I always knew that CBD was pretty cool. I mean, you know what I mean? I take some every now and then, but it's not really for pain. It's just to help me sleep. But that's very cool. That's amazing. Yeah. Wow. And you guys are just like online. So you guys have been working this entire quarantine, correct?
Well, that's been the blessing about this part, because my construction kind of took a little toll with all of this.
Yeah.
It's pretty hectic out there with that. But since last January, we've kind of just detoured and we jumped full force with this company. And,
that's really cool.
Who would have ever known we would be in the CBD space? This is a patent approved company. It's got a global patent with it. And the X factor with ours that stands us out from everybody else is our delivery system. We have a liposome technology delivery system. That's what changed. And it's got 0.0 THC free. So there's a lot of people that need that. Our son's a pastor, so he didn't want to mess around with any THC, because that's what he didn't want to do. And we respected that. As his parents, we're trying to do everything we could to help him. And once we got our hands on this, and within the 2 months, that's changed him. It's like, wow, what do we have our hands on?
Yeah, exactly. That's really cool. That's actually amazing.
Free. Yeah.
That's pretty awesome. Wow. But yeah, so you guys have really because you were saying that you were in construction, right? What do you build? Like skyscrapers, houses, residential stuff, commercial?
Well, we do everything on the west side. So we do everything from new construction, 2 stories, kitchens, bathrooms. All residential's our strong point.
Okay, got ya. Yeah. But that took a little bit of a hit, right?
Yes, it has.
Got it.
Right now it is difficult because, man, the lines at Home Depot are crazy.
They're insane. Wow.
There you go.
Still right now? Still?
Yes.
Yeah. Really?
Yeah.
I had no idea. I drive by Best Buy sometimes, but I haven't seen that. That's the only place I've seen still with a line in a sense. Then again, I don't know what's going on over there at Whole Foods right up the street with me. I have no idea. Like people still going after toilet paper. I'm kidding. I don't want to talk about toilet paper anymore. Wow, that's okay. But so your business has the construction business has taken a little bit of a hit, but but it's a good thing that you are in the CBD realm, right?
Yes, and
so
it's
kind of because here's the thing for me, for instance, I've been drinking straight for 8 weeks. I mean, I started a little show called Social Happy Hour with Peter. By the way, you guys have any drinks? Cheers to you guys. Cheers.
Cheers.
Boom, I love it. Awesome. So that being said, more people have been staying home right now, and more people have been like, having a little bit extra of a libation. Or they've been doing a little bit of CBD, right? You don't get high on this stuff though, right?
No, not ours. Ours is 100% THC free, and
yes.
So which means we have 0.00%. The federal government will allow people to say they're THC free, but ours is actually third party tested THC free. I've actually taken my own drug test because I'm on it myself, and I have 0% THC in my system.
Okay, I gotta check your company out now. For me, what I've discovered about a lot of people that I've been around is that either they start drinking more, or they start figuring out what finding out things about themselves, about their body, and all that stuff, and become healthier and a better person. Me again, you know what I mean? Even though I do drink, but so this CBD, it sounds like it lines up perfectly with that becoming like learning about yourself and your body and becoming a little bit healthier. Am I on the right track with that?
Yeah, absolutely. It's not just for people who are sick or with ailments, and we can't make any claims. We don't heal. My
no,
son's
of course
not
not.
healed.
We're not here to make claims.
It's just it's helped him in his life function better. But it's not for just people who are sick, who have ailments. People, especially right now, a lot of people have high anxieties. There's a lot of worry going on right now. People aren't sure about what's going on. And yeah, people are taking CBD. It just helps calm you. It helps keep you calm. So yeah.
I might have to get you guys to send me some. I'm gonna have to go on your website.
Absolutely.
And order some for myself because now the question of the topic of the day: reopen or not to reopen? What do you guys think?
Open.
Open.
We need to reopen. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I'm right there, but I want to see.
Yeah, I miss going out.
Like this is gonna be interesting. What happens at SUR when we open? Ooh.
I think you'll have a lot of people wanting to work at home, but you're gonna have a lot of home-based businesses opening. But our economy needs to open. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. No, I hear you. I agree with that. Eva says ViaSo products are amazing. Well, thank you, Eva. I love that. That's awesome. I'm gonna have to try some because of you too, and because of Eva, of course.
Well, we're not just. Go ahead.
No. Oh, sorry. Oh.
Sorry.
What did you say?
I hit the camera there. Sorry about that.
Oh, it's okay. It's okay. It was amazing having you two on.
I was gonna say.
Huh?
What was that?
What did you guys say?
He was saying we have other products that we also have. We're a whole line of products that are liposomal. So that's what he was saying.
Oh, very cool. Okay. Well, I got to check them out now. This sounds kind of amazing, actually. I'm excited for this. So, do you guys have any of the sleep pills?
Oh, you want to talk about the sleep?
Well, we have a different one for sleep. Now it's got the melatonin in a liposome, and it's got GABA in a liposome. Melatonin helps you fall asleep. GABA is what keeps you asleep, but you don't wake up groggy. I don't have problems sleeping, but I take it because I love it.
I love
Our
that.
sleep
That's
product
awesome.
has no CBD in it either. It's just literally liposome with those products in it.
Yeah. Okay, I'm sold. I'm gonna have to get some of this stuff, and I'm gonna pass out. It was amazing talking to you guys. I hope you have an amazing rest of your day. Thank you for being on the Social Happy Hour.
Thank you, Peter. Thank you for having us.
You're welcome. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Cheers, guys. I hope that this this episode is, people are thinking about like, well, should we open? Should we not open? Amy, hi, how you doing, Amy? I hope you're enjoying the show so far. Do you know that you can get Charles Bronson face mask? It's crazy. That's interesting. Like one of these, that type of mask. Matt Sendersky, love Peter. Well, Matt, I love you too, man. I love you too. Cheers to that. Johnny, who do we have on next? Open but carefully, cannot stay in San Mateo County. I agree with you, Catherine. Johnny, how are you?
I bet he's well.
Well, we have Jimmy coming on.
Oh, there he is. Jimmy, how are you?
Nice. I'm wonderful, Peter. How are you tonight?
Good. Are we going to have your daughter on as well, Sarah?
Yeah. Can we cable her in?
Yeah, let's bring her in as well.
Nice. Hey, well.
Hi. How you doing?
Good. How are you? Cheers.
Good. I'm good, Sarah. I'm good. So, Jimmy, cheers. There we go. Cheers, guys.
Wait, I got to get in on the action here too, man.
Boom, baby. I love it. Awesome.
The little number 7.
So, where are you guys calling from today?
Well, I'm in Melbourne, Florida, and my lovely daughter, Sarah, she is in Palm Bay, Florida. And we are exceedingly grateful for the opportunity to come on and chat with you today.
I'm grateful you guys came on. This is amazing. I love talking to just everybody. I'm not about, I got to get so-and-so and so-and-so on. No, I like talking to folks like you. So you guys are in Florida, and what's your business?
Go ahead, Sarah.
All right. So we are family owned and operated, obviously father-daughter team, and we run Southern Caramel. So we specialize in handcrafted caramel candies. Our sea salted caramel is our #1 seller, but we also do happy hour appropriate ones such as our bourbon caramel. So that's what we do. Yeah, we do handcrafted gourmet caramels.
Oh, crafting gourmet caramel, and some of it is alcohol infused caramel. Am I getting that right?
You are.
Oh,
you cannot have too much of a good thing.
Peter love, Peter wants more of.
Man.
I need some. I need some of that in my face. No, I'm kidding.
We can make that happen.
So you guys are in Florida. How is everything in Florida right now? Are you guys like kind of opening up, or what's going on over there?
Dad, I'll let you take that one.
Jimmy, give it to me.
Well, we never really shut down.
You never shut down, really?
The orders kept coming in, and we were fortunate. We stayed within the guidelines that the governor issued, and we've been very fortunate. We got a great governor here, Ron DeSantis. Oh yeah, the masks are no one really goes anywhere without them. Although, I shouldn't say no one. We don't go anywhere without them. While in the shop, and Sarah's really been the sole provider in the shop. We have several of employees. Unfortunately, we haven't been able to bring them back on at this point in time yet. We're waiting for the all clear, for the rest of the state to return. I haven't been able to go back in. So Sarah's been keeping the home fires burning and the machines running, and but for the most part, we've been down, but supporting our customers, and we've been really blessed because we've got a very loyal customer following. The orders kept coming in, so we're very fortunate, and then fortunate to have the opportunity to actually fulfill them. So
I love that. That's awesome. SouthernCaramel.com. That's great. So you guys still are running a factory at the same time, right? While this whole thing's going on, you still kept the factory going. Is that what I'm hearing right?
We do, but it is definitely slowed down production. Typically we have several people in there working at once, and then throughout the coronavirus, we have limited it to mostly myself in there, one person at a time. So the way we're handling that is as we get orders in, I'll go in once a day, sporadically, distance learning. I've got a little one at home, so I'm doing homeschooling during the day and trying to run up to the shop to fulfill the orders and maybe fire up the machines again for a few hours a day to get our orders out. So we're very fortunate that we have been able to continue operating. It is in a limited capacity, and we want to keep everybody safe, our employees, our customers. We do have a small retail shop that we've closed that, so we don't have any walk-in business. It's mostly been orders being shipped out.
Gotcha. So you can. Do you come again, Jimmy?
I said e-commerce for the most part, as Sarah was saying. We all our retail traffic dried up, and they're trying to come back in, but again, the doors aren't open yet. It's interesting, Peter. Our business, I'd say close to 90% of everything we make goes out of the state of Florida. So we ship, into the 50 states. But again,
I was just about to ask that.
Pardon me?
I was just going to ask you that question. So a lot of your customer base isn't just in Florida. You are on a national scale. Am I right? Am I reading that right?
Yeah, that is correct. Most of our customers are outside the state of Florida. Yeah, it's wonderful. It was all going in the right direction, and then this little bug hit, and not only are most of our customers outside the state of Florida, most of our customers are destination management, corporate concierge, and in some way almost tied to the travel industry. So now with people not traveling, with airports, pretty much at minimum capacity, with no seminars or conferences or events being held, it put a huge, dent in the financial operations.
Yeah.
Again, we've been exceedingly blessed because we were fortunate to receive the PPP, the Payment Protection Plan, and we also received the Small Business EIDL loan.
Yeah.
And that was just, without that, we would have probably had to close our doors, quite frankly. And my heart for those other small businesses, because it's almost like survivor's guilt. You get it, and then you just, you have other friends in the industry and various other industries that, weren't as fortunate.
Yeah.
They're really struggling out there. They're really suffering.
And I'm feeling for them too, actually. It's a tough time right now for everybody, but that's good to know that you have customers all across all 50 states. That's kind of crazy. So if I were to rent a room at let's say a hotel, and would they put one of your caramels on my pillow?
I hope they put the whole box of caramels on your pillow.
There we go. I love that. I'd be wasted afterwards. It's just like I was talking to David earlier before you guys came on about CBD and how people are staying at home and they're either finding ways to be healthier with themselves or finding stuff out about themselves, or they become, they start drinking everything, like me, you know what I mean? So do you find that a lot of people will order more and stay at home and just eat caramel and get wasted off of that?
Well, Sarah can talk more about the ordering part of it, but I'll be happy to address an element of it, and that is, again, we had a lot of traction going into the break, and Sarah was named Female Small Business Owner of the Year for Central Florida through a women's group. Yeah, and then we were fortunate. We were featured in Paula Deen, Cooking with Paula Deen's magazine. So we were building some traction. People do tend to buy more than a single box, but again, I'll flip it over to Sarah because she actually started the business in 2013. This is her baby, and she's really grown it into a viable entity. But go ahead, Sarah. Talk a little bit about order fulfillment.
Well,
Sarah,
to answer
have you ever gotten wasted off of these caramels?
There probably was a day. It's like someone who owns a pizzeria. Do they eat pizza anymore? We do have quality control. You got to take one for the team sometimes and just make sure everything's up to snuff. But to answer your question about, are people ordering a lot and sitting at home, eating it as that guilty pleasure to help get through this stressful time. I'll tell you what I'm seeing, right? Yeah, well, you balance it out. You work out more, you eat more, you drink more. It all evens out. But we are seeing so many gift orders. That's what I'm really seeing, and it's incredible to just see the way our communities are gathering together in our country. That as isolated as we all are, we're in the confines of our homes. People are sending us gift orders. It's birthdays. It's sorry I missed your anniversary party, but I was thinking of you. Here's a gift box of caramel. It's over this time we've had Easter, we've had Mother's Day, we've had a lot of gifts sent that way. So personally, the orders we're seeing, I know that they're gifts because they're using our gift feature on the website where they can send in a gift message. And we are seeing a ton of gifts, which I just think, in these negative times, sometimes it's just great to see the beauty of community and family and friends, and people are giving, they're home, and, maybe they're getting one for themselves and they're sitting there and stuffing their face. But I'm really seeing them sharing it. And that's what we're all about. We do these amazing caramels and we have a great product, but it's all about being there for life's special moments. And we're seeing that. It's really great.
I totally agree. So the topic of the day, the question of the day is reopening everything. What do you guys think? Well, reopening the country. Where do you guys fall? What do you guys think?
Well, on a personal level, I know safety of the people is of paramount concern. This economy, I guess I have a question for you almost, Peter, because you're a businessman yourself, and the question goes something like this. We have, what I read today was that unemployment is almost at an all-time high, right? What is it an all-time high? Like 40 million people almost out of work. We printed $6 trillion worth of new money that we're putting into the economy. What frightens me is the latent effects in the economy of like stagflation or inflation, hyperinflation, where let's say if someone went to SIR and they went to buy a martini, and the martini cost $80 because of just the inflated price of alcohol, or one of your classic ribeye charbroiled steaks was $150. That's kind of what we see as a small business. It's not just that what's looming in the potential future with inflation running rampant, but also your whole supply chain's been disrupted, because a lot of the people that were supporting you while you were there might not be there when you restart. And the later you are down the end of that food chain, the farther along that delay occurs, the more and more people have the potential to be, out of business, out of work. I've spoken to some people, firearms manufacturers, and some of them are saying we can't even get nuts and bolts and washers because our supply chain's been so disrupted.
And that's the key. That's the key for this whole thing is the supply chain. And what does the supply chain come from? Well, it comes from people driving trucks. And how does where does the energy come from to drive trucks? Well, gasoline. So, it can trickle down all the way to even like the tires on the road, or the gasoline in the tank, all that stuff. It can be a little, here's the thing. I wanted to use this platform just to, have fun with it. But at the same time, it is a very serious topic that we're talking about right now, because we are going into a lot of debt. $6 trillion in debt is a lot. That's extra that we've had on top of what we originally started off. What was the original starting point before Trump came into office? I mean, it's a lot of money, So I'm very interested to see where everything goes, because it's getting interesting.
Yeah, it is interesting, but the nice thing is America is such a resilient country, and just the American spirit and the American entrepreneurs, which like all small businesses make up that backbone is so strong and will continue to bounce back.
Exactly. And that's what I'm
entrepreneurs,
seeing. Personally, I think they're all going to. I think we're going to have a big bounce back. But that's just my opinion.
Yeah, I hope you're right, and I think so too. Quite frankly, I don't know what time it will be. It's interesting. Every person that's impacted by this in one form or another, whether you're back to work or you're not back to work, everybody has a unique story to tell. And
exactly.
there's all little fingerprints that are out there that are going through this process uniquely and individually, and they're going to come out of it with different stories to tell. But the thing is, we will come out of it. And I think we're going to come out of it with guns blazing. So I'm looking forward to it, quite frankly. I remain very optimistic about the future and what it holds.
Everyone calls me this positive person. I always have a positive outlook on everything. If I'm having a bad day, I always smile. I always end up smiling about everything because it's like I can't help it. You know what I mean? It's like you find not humor, but you find something to smile about every day. And if you're having a bad day, it's either you're not smiling enough or you need to pass out and go to bed. Because you're exhausted,
Yeah.
And that's the way I view it. That's my solution to a lot of stuff. It's like I just keep smiling about it because you can't help it. I don't know. And that gives me that brings back a positive reinforcement into my life. And hey, it works actually. If you ask anybody from the show that I'm on, it works. So that's me. That's my journey. Anyway, Sarah, what do you think? Should we reopen?
I think we should, but it's interesting because we're in Florida. So sometimes you need, I think I've heard of a staggered approach and looking at the numbers and where things are at. And there's definitely certain areas that I think they probably shouldn't be open yet. And that makes sense. I think part of the reason that we opened is we're looking at the data and our leaders are making informed decisions and we're following along with that. So I say yes for where I live because I've seen our numbers and I've seen the way our community is reacting, but I've also seen some numbers elsewhere in the country that I don't know. You want to be cautious, yeah. So I don't know that it's a one size fits all kind of a thing. But like you've said, I think, even as we do reopen, just being, sensitive to the people around us by wearing masks or I've seen our businesses here in Florida. You're asking what's it like, if we reopen, how we reopen. I saw an ice cream shop the other day that was really good about winding their cones around and putting tape on the floor that you stand at 6 feet, and they were enforcing it with their patrons because as a business they want to lead and set the model that like, hey, we're gonna do the right thing for our communities. And I know it's odd, I know it's strange, but I think that's part of it is things are going to look a little different even as we reopen, but we need to be safe and care about the people around us and do wear a mask. It's uncomfortable or whatever you feel the right thing is, but just it might be different when we open. It is as our businesses are coming back online in Florida. They don't look the same, and that's okay for the foreseeable future.
Exactly. Whatever works. As long as we do it safely, that's the best. That's the best alternative.
Right. Safety and you can't put a price on human beings. You just can't do that. So that's the paramount importance. But someone else I understand has a business opening up here pretty soon with the celebrity slots attached to it. That's got to be exciting.
Well, yeah, you're going to be able to So everybody, just to give everyone a heads up, you're going to be able to download Celebrity Slots on Apple Play, on the Apple App Store or Google Play, and you're going to be able to play my game, Peterific Slots, which is the legacy game. I worked on that for like a year, all of 2019. And you're also going to be able to play Food God, Natalie Eva Marie, Thunder from Down Under, and who else? Who am I missing? Amber Rose. There you go. So it's going to be quite an amazing time. And we're going to have prizes coming your way. Weekly prizes, monthly prizes, and a grand prize. Who would want to win the grand prize? And what could that be? Ooh, Peter like, Peter love. Peter wants more of. All right.
Yeah.
Jimmy, Sarah, it was amazing talking to you. I hope to be getting wasted off of your caramels pretty soon.
We're going to send you some out there, Peter. And do you make any caramel drinks at all? Caramel White Russians or anything like that?
You know what? I'm going to have to do a nice little episode of Salute one of these days for a caramel drink. So definitely
sign me up.
Oh
yeah, absolutely.
Definitely do that.
Well, we'll make sure we send you out a jar of the caramel sauce too, just so you can tinker around with some alchemy there. As the alchemist, confectionery alchemist that we are, we just want to help, reach one and teach one.
There we go. I love it. Yeah,
it's curious. Liquid gold.
I love it. Liquid gold. You got it. From TV gold to liquid gold. Sarah, Jimmy, it was amazing talking to you. I hope you have an amazing rest of your day. Thank you for your time.
Thanks for having us on.
You're welcome.
Cohiba Black.
I'm going to do that. I need one.
Right.
I have one right here, actually.
All right.
I'm going to.
All right. Ciao.
Bye. Woo, okay, let's read some comments. Nicole, us in Portland are opening up later than LA, and it's frustrating. Don't understand why. Yeah, well, I mean, Nicole, it's always good to look into your local government and see what's going on over there. Danielle, I'm in Sacramento. We have phase 3 of reopening. You're already in phase 3 of reopening, Danielle. Way different than LA, which is crazy. Exactly. I'm like thinking to myself, like, what? You're already in phase 3. Phase 3. I'm not even in phase 1 yet. Oh, it sounds like a Marvel movie. Let's bring another guest in. Come on in. Who do we got, Johnny? Hi, how you doing? What's your name?
Me?
Yeah.
I'm kidding. It's Katie.
Hi, Katie. How are you? Where are you calling from?
Good. I'm calling you from Redwood City, California, which is right by Stanford, Palo Alto, like Facebook, Google.
Yeah.
It's all around
I know
here.
exactly where that is. What do you do over there?
I have a photography business on the side, and then I'm a commercial and industrial photographer. I have some art therapy degrees, and I kind of dabble in a lot of little things because I kind of need an eclectic thing. I think you can relate with all your businesses.
Exactly. No, I hear you. Exactly. Because you don't want to get up every morning and do the same thing over. So do you shoot like models or like that too, or what? Just industrial stuff? Everything?
I'm film trained from, there used to be an awesome institute called the Brooks Institute of Photography in Santa Barbara. And so I'm a graduate from there. And, with pride, I'll say like, hey, y'all, if anybody's watching from Brooks,
if you guys are over in Palo Alto and you need some photos, hit up Catherine. Do you have a website or anything?
KatieBassett.com, KatieBassettPhotography.com.
KatieBassett.com. Katie Bassett Photography. Let's
my
look it up.
panhandles.
KatieBassett.com. There it is. We'll put it up for you. So has your business been hit a little bit? I'm assuming that because you're a photographer. So, but then again, you can keep your 6 feet distance from a subject, right?
Yes. So obviously, I mean, the photography business is sticky to begin with right now with all the advances in all the iPhones, but we don't need to get into that. The point is, yes, for me, if somebody were to call and say, hey, I just am tired, my kid graduated, I would say, okay, that's fine. Toss them a deal and be like, okay, I'll take some pictures. Now, I had to get a new camera, which is a good example of how it's hard in the economy. And sometimes you have to kind of like cut your losses and, invest in yourself.
Exactly.
So that's something that's kind of harder to swallow, especially after 90 days inside, and San Mateo County
is
required to stay inside. Huh?
Has it been 90 days already?
For me, it's been 90 days, over 90 days.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy.
I thought it was like 3,000, but it's only 90.
Well, that was a good one. Cheers.
There you go.
So,
cheers.
By the way, everybody in here, cheers. I'm not trying to be disrespectful by trying to be a little lighter. I'm just, that's
Oh,
just
no,
me.
no. Please be lighter.
So,
please. This is social happy hour with Peter. You have to be lighter.
yeah, I mean, I'm
You
happy
have
for
to be.
everybody. I like all your guests. Johnny rocks. But yeah, so it's just a change, and it's a hard pill to swallow.
Yes.
I will say that not being able to go out stinks a little, but it's safer. And
Well,
I
let's
would
just
wear a
put it this way.
mask. I would wear a
Let's just
mask
put it this
because
way.
when in
Once-
doubt, do it. Mhm.
Once everything opens up, I'm going to go get wasted at a bar.
An outdoor bar. Oh my gosh.
There you go.
Yes.
Yeah, sure. An outdoor bar. As long as
Yes.
it's a bar and I'm getting served drinks from a bartender and not having to make them myself.
I love it. Just order a burrito from someone else and great.
Yes, there you go. There you go.
So,
one time, actually, I was trying to. This is how much of a dork I am. So I'm on. We're on set. Just me and the guys. Actually, it was season 4. And we go to Vegas for my birthday, right? My birthday
the truck
in
one.
Vegas.
The truck one. You went to a truck yard, right? Where they
yes, that's the one. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I've always wanted to do that. That's why I remember. Okay, sorry.
So we're all like, we're getting ready. We're getting drinks for the night out, right? And everyone's like, oh, I'm gonna get a beer. Oh, I'm gonna get a shot of tequila, whatever. And then I turned to the waiter and I was all like, could you muddle 3 limes, 11? And then Tom Sandoval reaches over and he's all like, forget it. Just get him a tequila rocks.
Make it simple when in doubt. Keep it classy.
Exactly. Because I was all like, I want a Peter Rita, and I want someone to make it for me. And Tom was all like, just give him a tequila rocks.
Like, check the avocado. Stop. Yeah. That's awesome. No, it's
so,
a
little behind the scenes is something that you probably saw. You probably what? See, it's season 4. That was like years ago.
It was a while ago.
I
only remember, like I said, because I really do I think that sounds awesome. Was it really cool, by the way?
I was celebrating my birthday in Vegas because I celebrated my birthday because I was at SUR all day long for Gay Pride. So I was the only manager there. So I was there in the morning all the way into the night, and it was my birthday.
I remember that
everything else. It was my birthday.
Huh? Oh. Said that must have been a situation because it's so busy, and then being able to go off and do that must have been really rewarding.
Yeah, it was a little bit of a sticky situation, but you know what? Hey, I got rewarded. I went to Vegas with the boys.
Yes, that was nice. I did feel bad for Ariana, but again, with respect to her, I think that's an awesome birthday.
Oh,
that's
thank you,
super
thank
awesome
you,
birthday.
Thank you, Catherine. And coming from a woman, there you go. Hey-o. Catherine, it was amazing talking to you today.
Yes, you too. Bye, everybody.
Yeah, and get that camera. I can't wait for you to get that camera. It's going to be amazing.
I did. And one more thing, everybody. This is a Peter, horrible, Madrigal candle. It's called Reminiscence.
Reminisce, baby.
Yeah, there we go. And the tobacco flower smells amazing. Not
thank
like a
you.
cigarette.
Thank you.
Do some research.
I told you. That's what my place smells like. I have one right here. Boom, baby.
I've been excited. I love it. All right. Cheers, everybody. Take care.
Cheers.
All right. Talk soon. Bye.
Bye. And as tradition would have it, I'm done with my drink. So, therefore, that means we're pretty much done with the show. Johnny, is there anyone else in the green room, Johnny, today? Oh my.
This is a little difficult. This is a little difficult. So, I think maybe I should stay home because
I think you should too.
This would be perfect. And if you've seen someone that cuts a hole in the mask, just doesn't work.
I've seen it. Jesus. Oh God.
Hey, let's read some comments. We got a lot of comments that are coming in. Somebody was asking.
I mean, take a shot from the bottle behind you. Rachel wants me to take a shot from the bottle behind me. Okay.
He said you promised.
I did. I told her to come on. There we go. I'll take a shot. Jeez.
And you were talking to Catherine just now. Catherine said, I'm awesome. Catherine, you're awesome.
Wait. What's up? Catherine, what?
Catherine said I was awesome. I was just saying that she's awesome too.
Oh, Catherine was awesome too.
Yeah.
Rachel, this is for you. Cheers. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna. Boom, baby. Oh, love it. She's gonna get me wasted.
Depot
is
is
busy. Audrey, I have not been to Home Depot yet, so I don't know if it's busy or not. I work at a grocery store. Eggs have gone up. Have they really, Amy? That's interesting. I think eggs have gone up because they're hard to find these days. Everyone's going for the eggs, which is weird. They don't last in an apocalypse. Weather sucks so much in New York right now. I don't mind staying close today. You know what, Duke? I haven't been to New York in a while, but yeah. Vanderpump Rob's definitely a gloomy day in New York. You know what, Vanderpump Rob's, if I go to New York, I'm gonna stay at your place. I'm gonna stay with you.
Do it.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to.
I'm coming.
You know, because everything else is probably closed. Hey-o.
Vanderpump Rob's, I'm coming too.
There we go. Yeah, well, we'll stay at Vanderpump Rob's place. Discuss next week. Let us know in the comments. Please let me know what we should discuss next week. I want you guys' opinions on what we're going to be discussing next week. I will be at tomorrow. Actually, we have Wine Snobs tomorrow. That's going to be a lot of fun. Wine Snobs are a lot of fun because it feeds right into my aura of who I am. I'm a wino. Okay, I drink wine all day. Let's just put it that way. Why am I rhyming? I don't know. Monday, because we're not around Saturday and Sunday, so if you're waiting for me to do one of these lives on Saturday or Sunday, they're not happening. Monday, on the other hand, Monday I will be live at Sir again. Tuesday, we were going to have the chairman and one of the co-owners of Celebrity Slots on Tuesday. It's going to be one amazing show. So you better tune in for that because this app, this thing, when it goes live, is going to be amazing. So I cannot wait for next week. It's going to be amazing.
I'm tuning in.
You better. Otherwise, this whole thing doesn't function anymore.
Take us home, baby.
I'll take you home, baby.
I'll see you later.
You had to make it weird. Cheers to everybody. I hope everybody stays safe out there during this reopening, whether you're reopening or still staying at home with stay-at-home orders. I hope everybody stays safe, stays healthy, and has another shot of tequila. Cheers, guys. I will see you tomorrow. Bye.